So British Kart Championships here at Shenington, and we've been speaking about achievement throughout the awning really all day, and it doesn't get much bigger than this. I'm joined by Henry and Father Tim Joslyn. We're speaking about achievements here in the form of pole position at a national event. Now Henry, this is following on very quickly from last weekend when you broke the lap record here. So I think it's safe to say we know that you've got some serious pace around this circuit, and then you put it on pole. So 40 drivers here, 40 of the quickest kids in the country, none quicker today than you. How did it feel when you got back and you were told, Henry, you're on pole position? How did that feel?
Very good. I was watching it with Oscar Tewton and Sonny Smith, and in my group I won it by 4/10, and Mitch got close to me by a 10th, and I won it by
a big margin. That's I mean, 4/10. Now Tim, I'm going to bring you in now because Henry's sort of spoken about very calmly about a significant achievement. So let's just focus as well that just turned 10 years old, the highest level of UK karting. Now as a parent watching on, we're all parents, you and I both parents, I can only imagine how that must have felt. What was it like when you saw that your son had just poled in?
Just massively proud. Henry sort of started karting beginning of last year when he started racing. This year British Championships was really about, it was a local, the circuits were fairly local, so it's just about, it was convenient, let's have a go. And if, our aspiration at the beginning of the year was to get into the A finals. That's literally, every event that we go into, that's what we're trying to achieve, is to get into the A finals. So to be at the fourth round and for Henry to stick it on pole, completely kind of, one, unexpected, and two, just immense proud. Henry's mum and I were just we couldn't believe it.
I was with you in the stand and I saw it. It was an absolutely brilliant moment. As I say, the team as a whole, I think Henry's a great example where the progress that's been made this year, off the scale really. Now we will touch on the heat because you're starting at the front. Every single week, Henry, these are new things for you. You start leading off a pole. It was a tricky first lap, but you showed your pace and your fighting spirit again, and that must set you up. You must feel tomorrow you're going to come here tomorrow. You're fast. And what's the aim really for the heats tomorrow? Just make the best of them as you can and try and get a good place for the finals?
I'm aiming for top 5, and I want to push away with Ewan so we can get away and have a bit of fun on last lap.
I think that's a good place to start. Now, very quickly, I know there's a lot of people we want to thank for this because once again, Tim and I have put our parents' hats on. I think that the support that we all get from everybody in the team, Paul, Danny, we've got Kian here today, everybody else, and I know from your perspective you get a lot of help as well from Ainsley, obviously. Lots of big thanks, I guess, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Ainsley's been kind of spannering today for Henry, so massive thanks to him. The team, you could not want a more supportive environment to kind of come in, and also a competitive environment. It's great, to be able to come in and actually have other drivers there.
Half the top 15 we say today,
that actually kind of keep pushing you forward. So no, it's fantastic, and then obviously to RPM, who's kind of supply our engines, and Project One, who supply the chassis.
Brilliant, well done to both of you. I know it's a team effort, and fingers crossed for tomorrow. And I think it's safe to say we've got a very, very quick driver here in Henry Joslyn. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
So more reaction from end of Saturday, qualifying for the British Kart Championships at Shenington. A brilliant day for Ambition, we keep saying it. And it's like a broken record because it's another fantastic performance from the guy next to me here, Danny Shields. Now, Danny, what I want to reflect on first of all is that your first year racing in the British Kart Championships, and there's been obviously some challenges for you because you're learning the tracks every single round. And obviously most of the rounds that we've had, you're trying to learn the track whilst compete at the very top of karting in this country. Whereas here, you've obviously had a chance to get on top of it last week. We've seen the results, haven't we? You're P6 overall out of 40, so 6th out of 40 overall for you, Danny. First of all, how do you feel about that? Are you pleased?
I feel really happy and it's just gone really well. But because we've had a whole weekend of practice and racing as well at the track, like the other ones have just had 4 or 3 practices and that's it, straight in racing, where I've struggled. But this round I've really got to the top.
You turned it on straight away today. As soon as you arrived, you had pace from the start. obviously in the wet as well. Really impressive from you, because let's be honest, I think where you live at the moment in Dubai, it doesn't rain very often, but you've shown you've got great wet weather pace. Now, looking ahead for tomorrow, so you've obviously got the heats tomorrow. Any preference if it's wet or dry?
I just want to work my way up to top 3 and just,
That's brilliant. Well, that's a good aim.
Top 3, yeah.
That's a great aim. Top 3 is the aim then, and best of luck on that. Very well done, Danny.
Yeah.
So British Kart Championships here at Shenington, and yet another outstanding performance from the driver standing next to me, Josh Rudd. Now, Josh, we've spoken about your aims really this season or for the remaining races this year, and it's all really been focused around making the A final for the first time. Now, I think that certainly coming here this weekend, let's just summarise what you've done. You're getting qualification in the top 10, so 10th position, 10th fastest in quali, which is outstanding result. And then also rolling off of P9, I think P10 for this race, making positions up. So coming home, I think we're P5 at the moment with some of the penalties that are taking place. First and foremost, how do you feel about how this weekend's gone for you?
I mean, it's pretty good so far about how it's gone. We got up to the front and we've just gone from there.
Exactly, and now you say you got up to the front, so you've shown you've got the pace now to be able to run with those drivers at the front. How was the race? How did it feel sort of running at the front? I mean, more fun, more exciting?
Yeah, it's like more exciting, like better with the competition up front.
And there's more to aim for. Now, obviously, this is really helping you with your sort of progress looking towards next year. So moving into juniors, do you think you can take some confidence now from how this weekend's gone so far?
Yeah, I'm trying my best in the TKM.
Yeah, moving forward, you've shown that you've got competitive pace about you. Now, obviously, you can't do all of this on your own. Now, I obviously know, being a father and Ewan myself, your dad Dan has worked his socks off, hasn't he, this weekend? I know you wanted to thank him, and also Simon at your sponsors. Best kart fishing in France. Now, I want to make sure I get this correct. It is Passis Pêcheur, best kart fishing in France, so big thanks to them as well, because karting's an expensive sport, and I know that you're really pleased with the sport they've given you as well. Yeah. Brilliant. Well, thanks to those guys. Thanks to everybody at RPM. Now it's the help of multitudes of people that can push a driver like yourself, Josh, up the grid. Well done on today, and fingers crossed for tomorrow as well.
Yeah.
Okay, we're here with Jacob Gilman now, reflecting on a fantastic qualifying performance for Jacob here today. Obviously, as we mentioned, the team as a whole has been absolutely brilliant, and Jacob's no exception. So for you today, Jacob, we've been making really good progress over the last few rounds, really, starting to move up the grid, starting to get results in and around the top 10, certainly in the big club meetings, and it's really sort of come to fruition today. So you're in the top 15, so out of 40 drivers, 15th on the grid for overall, and you'll probably be in and around the top 10 for your heats tomorrow. How do you feel overall with that? Are you happy?
I feel really good because we've been making up a lot of steps since last time. Round at Fullbeck, it was our first time in the Super Finals, and here at Shenington, this has been our best qualifying, so this is probably going to be one of our best rounds.
Well, fingers crossed. So we talk about qualifying. Looking ahead then to the race tomorrow for you, we were speaking earlier just before the camera started rolling, wet or dry. I think you said you'd probably rather dry, but either way, you've done some good racing here. Your aim is to try and make places up and get through the field from the start. Brilliant. Well, fantastic. You're a great racer here. Well done on the progress. We're going to go out and I think cheer on your teammates now, and best of luck tomorrow, Jacob. So we're here at the end of Saturday. Well, at the end of Saturday for the guy next to me, Ewan Charman. It's been an incredible day for the team. 1, 2, 3 in qualifying. Ewan qualifying P3 overall out of 40 drivers today. Challenging conditions out in the track today. Lots of rain all day. All of the practice sessions have been run in the wet. You must be absolutely delighted with how it's worked out.
Yeah, mainly because it's my best qualifying yet. But we think that we can improve throughout the weekend, because I haven't been here many times, so we definitely think that we can get better and move up the grid.
Exactly, and that's a really good aim to have. So looking ahead for tomorrow, obviously you're going to have 2 heats and the finals tomorrow. Let's see what happens with the weather, I suppose, because obviously you've had good pace here in both the wet and dry. Have you got any preference of what you'd like it to be?
I do really like the wet, mainly because I think I'm a tiny bit quicker in the wet around here. I think that's just personal preference, but I would prefer it to be wet, but if it's dry then
Just bring it on, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, listen, very well done. It's been an absolute great effort. I'm sure you've been delighted with the kart as well. The Synergy kart for you has been fantastic today, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well done, Ewan. Best of luck tomorrow.
Alright, thank you.